Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to analyze MicroStrategy and its ticker MSTR. None of the content is financial advice. We'll be looking at 15 years projection from now in terms of what the price of MicroStrategy stock could be. Right now, the price is at around $423, market cap at around 120 billion. They hold about 600,000, slightly higher than 601,000 Bitcoin. The Bitcoin net asset value is at around 71 billion. That means of the market cap of about roughly 120 billion, about 70% or 70 billion of the 120 billion is made up of their Bitcoin holdings. Again, the market value of their Bitcoin holding multiplying the Bitcoin price and Bitcoin count. 600k Bitcoin, roughly speaking, price of Bitcoin at around 100 and let's say at around close to over here at $118,000. So that is how you get to that 71 billion market cap. In terms of MNAV, that is multiple of Bitcoin NAV, net asset value, that is calculated by dividing the enterprise value, that is the total enterprise value at around 130 billion. I think they have 10 billion worth of debt. And if you divide 130 billion by 71 billion, you get that 1.84. So roughly speaking, under 2, that's the MNAV right now. In terms of the one year return is at around 172%, 3-month return is 33%. And since they started accumulating Bitcoin on their balance sheet, they're up by about 3,300% since August of 2020. So what we have over here is, in the next 15 years, again, Bitcoin and crypto are cyclical, and price of MicroStrategy is correlated with Bitcoin. If let's say in the next 15 years, again, for example, since the last 4 years, if you take the last 4 years, excluding 2025 as an example, this is the year to date ROI for Bitcoin. In 2023, it was up about 150%. In 2024, up 111%. In 2021, up about 60%, and in 2022 down about 65%. If you take average of all of this is 150 plus 110, 260, add another 60 to 320 subtract 60, 260 divided it by 4, average ROI is at around 65% year to date over the last 4 years. What we have done over here is, again, not financial advice. In this bull case, we have considered 45% year over year growth in the 3 of the 4 years that you saw over here, and 50% decline in every bear market year. So for example, if going forward, as the market cap of Bitcoin is now over 2 trillion, again, you can verify it over here, market cap of Bitcoin. On this website, you can see market cap is at around 2.34 trillion. So again, as the market cap kind of jumps, again, maintaining that 65% year to date performance would be harder, especially again as the market cap and the volatility diminishes. What we have considered in this bull case is, out of 3 out of 4 years, Bitcoin grows, let's say, at an average of about 45% year over year, and in the 4th year, instead of dropping by 65%, it drops by about let's say 40-45%. And if Bitcoin drops 40-45%, MicroStrategy drops more. If Bitcoin grows, let's say 35%, MicroStrategy has a chance to grow at around 45% or 55%. This one, again, this is the bull case, and the uber bull case. We are going to discuss both of them, the 55% annual growth rate and the 60% decline in bear market, as well as 45% annual growth rate and 50% decline. Starting with the 45% model, if let's say towards the end of the year, the price forecasted by our machine learning model, will show it after this, goes to about $980, again, does a 2x from the current price of MicroStrategy at around 423, slightly higher than that at around $900. If that kind of a future is ahead of us, and about 50% drop in 2026. From there on till 2029, if 45 with a 45% growth from 2026, price could go to 1500. Again a drop in 2030, then again 45% growth, averaged out to 2033 at around $2,200, 2037 at around $3,500, and 2040 at around $3,650. In that scenario, the number of MicroStrategy shares needed to be a millionaire, if prices go to $900 in 2025, from drops from 1,000 shares to 650 shares to 440 shares in 2033, in 2037 at around 280 shares, and in or stock, and in 2040 about 273. So roughly speaking, 275 shares per this model is all you need if your time horizon is till about 15 years from now, that is in 2040. Again, there are risks associated with a lot of these assumptions, again, and not financial advice. So if MSTR manages to stick around for next 15 years, again this is an older company, if it manages to stick around for 15 more years and manages to ride the wave of Bitcoin adoption, that is what is the retirement related forecast for MicroStrategy in the bull case. In, let's say, a 55% annual growth instead of 45%, again not too much difference. Again, although the bull market performance is slightly elevated, in the bear market the drop is also significant. If there is volatility to upside, there could be more heightened volatility to downside. Nonetheless, if MicroStrategy were to manage to go to about, roughly speaking, 1200 this time, with a drop in 2026 to 470, again close to current price, till 2029 1700, 2033 about 2600, 2037 about 3900, and 2040 about 3750. So that kind of a price action, and in that environment, number of shares drops from 850 to 570 to 380 to 256 in 2037, and to, roughly speaking, 260 in 2040. So again, path would be different, but the trajectory more or less the same per this retirement model. Again, if you are interested in tabular format, it's available over here. The green colored model, we started with that, with that table, and then the blue is the uber bull case for MicroStrategy, between $1,100 to $3,700 in the next 15 years, again with some drops along the way, as expected with such high volatility asset. In terms of the price forecast for this year, this is the price forecasted by the machine learning model. The pink line is the base case for price action, as the asset kind of gets into the last half of the post-halving year, that is the Bitcoin underlying asset. The price for MicroStrategy could go per the base case between 470 to about 770. If there is a euphoria in the market, again 7,000 kind of price action again is forecasted, but again we are nowhere close to that euphoria per the machine learning model's estimate. Again, you can take an average if you want, for, let's say, if there are a couple of weeks of euphoria, instead of 477, if the price could go 600, again a $150 delta between this, the current price, and the euphoria ceiling at any point. If you add that, the price action could go, instead of $778, if you add 150 to that, you get close to that $930, or between $920 to $930 ceiling, in case of a shortened bull case for MicroStrategy. If there is a drop in the next 6 months, the floor is between $210 and $381 per the machine learning based price forecast. The regression based model helping understand where the risk levels are going down. This model helped identify the February bottom to the dot, when the price action went to the lowest risk level between 0 and 0.1 risk, associated with the color purple. Then the blue color is the second best time to DCA per the model. If you want to tune out the noise and only DCA when the risk levels are less than 20%. Again, this model helps identify those kind of phases, again with some minimal false positives, but again you can see it's closer to the bottom. If you are more risk averse, again the eventual bottoms are identified. Again, we made a lot of videos when the price were meaningfully lower than the risk, the 20% risk. If we were to identify some of the peaks, we are getting very close to that $463. Again, that could be a shorter term resistance for MicroStrategy. Per the peak regression model, the highest the price can go at for this rally, that is not to the end of the year, but this ongoing rally is between $450 and $540 before a cool off occurs per this model. Nonetheless, right now the risk levels are kind of amplified between 0.5 to 0.6 risk. The highest that MicroStrategy did go this time around was at around March of 2024 at around 0.97 risk. So let's say between 0.7 and 0.9, if that kind of regimen is ahead of us, that is between $440. Again, price was not too far from that as of yesterday to $508. That is what the shorter term price analysis for MicroStrategy points to. Overall, per the retirement model, if there is a ongoing odd option for MSTR, again we have analyzed since they started purchasing BTC, that is in August 2020. Prior to that, this stock did exist, but the fundamentals were different. Now it's more most of their market cap is due to the sole reason that they have held Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So going forward, again, if we were to look for any retirement related model for MicroStrategy, again no model is perfect, but this kind of estimation helps tune out the noise and kind of smoothen the expectation. If let's say there is a bear case for this year, the price action in that environment could top at around with 15% increment for 2025 from that kind of projections at around $632. The base case is 770 for this year. The bull case is 980. Again, let's see if we land somewhere between the base case or bull case, or closer to the bull case preferably. And with that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.